The nervous system is a system. It responds in very predictable ways. In fact, it's so consistent that almost everyone falls into one of two scenarios. Scenario one is you push yourself to show up more, to be more visible, to put yourself in a situation that requires you to perform at a higher level than you maybe even feel ready for. So people like this, they start going to the gym consistently. They start posting on social media for their new business. They're getting their mindset right, trying to take the actions that the very best version of themselves would take to be the person who follows through. You're showing up, you're taking action, you're doing the things. But then something happens, right? They get a negative comment on a post. Someone in their life doesn't respond to the new them the way they hoped, and your nervous system responds. Showing up suddenly doesn't feel natural anymore, okay? It starts to feel like performance, empty, inauthentic, or just downright wrong. Okay, going to the gym feels like force. Posting feels like exposure instead of experimentation. And this is where people in scenario one tend to go one of two ways, okay? Some people push through it. They start performing confidence. They're the fighters. And these people fall into two categories, okay? The fakes and the fail me nots. Fakes were usually performing from the beginning because they looked at the visible people and processed that as performance anyhow, okay? And fail me nots perform because they think this is what they need to do to get there, and they grit their teeth and they bear it. They're the ones putting everyone else or their goals ahead of their own values. They both override their discomfort. That's where burnout lives. Scenario two is where people opt out from the moment it starts feeling performative, okay? They flee. The second group have less willpower, but more self-awareness. They don't want to fake it. They don't want to force it. They don't want to build a life that requires them to constantly override themselves just to maintain it. So they pull back, okay? They stop posting. They stop showing up, all right? They pay for their gym membership for weeks and just never ever use it. They fold the business. They want the dream life. They just feel like it's not for them, at least not now. But both scenarios come from the same thing, a nervous system that isn't calibrated for growth.